Well, I was a fan as a reader. Um, when Global Voices started, I was working on a similar sort of project. Shortly after Global Voices started, I worked on a blog where we were tracking what Iranian bloggers were saying about the Iranian elections. And this was the election when Ahmadinejad was elected, to everyone's surprise. Um, and that was just a hugely exciting experience. Listening to a news story through the words of people who were actually experiencing it. And yeah, so I've always loved Global Voices and the idea. I just always thought that they were on to the right thing for the right time. And when there was a job opening there, I jumped. Most of the time, it's about working with everybody to keep things going. Um, I don't I don't read each individual post before it goes up on the site. The regional editors take care of the copy flow, but I keep an oversight of it. So I keep an eye on everything that's published. I work with editors on ideas for news stories, for special coverage topics. I liaise with reporters, mainstream media. I'm involved to some extent in the fundraising process, and especially with organizational partnerships, that kind of thing. So it's pretty broad. Everything from sometimes uploading photos or editing a headline to talking to the New York Times about how we could get our feeds embedded at different parts of their website. It opens up a world that is closed to most people. The way that we're able to translate and highlight a lot of stories that you wouldn't be able to get anywhere else, I think is deeply inspiring to media creators, to journalists. And I think the stories that we're telling about the ways that people are using online media for activism, for advocacy, for different causes is very inspiring. So Pakistani activists might learn from Greek activists, or we're building connections between people who are used to working alone on the internet. And I think the community that we've created of people who are blogging together, translating together, working on a project across all borders, different nationalities, religions, is a transformative experience for anybody who's involved in it. And hopefully you get a sense of that when you read the website as well. Well, it's a process. So much of what we do is it always. I mean, even now when we have a pretty established volunteer community and a process for how we do things, it's not something that's static. We're always thinking of new ideas and trying to come up with different ways we can do things. I mean, if you look at the entire translation project, Lingua, most of the websites that we now publish in more than 15 different languages have all been created in the past year. So I think the process is really exciting. I think we probably haven't been, I don't think we've reached our peak yet in terms of readership numbers or influence. I don't think we've necessarily managed to engage as many people, and especially bloggers, as we hoped in issues that are outside their own countries. So, I mean, ideally, we would have hoped for American political bloggers to be relying on Global Voices stories to back up their analyses, to communicate directly with bloggers in other countries before they did lengthy posts on different subjects. That's the dream. But we don't see so much of that in other parts of the world either. It's not just Americans. We see many instances of it, but not as much as we hope to one day achieve.